Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens Part 247 based on novel. So let's start. Ha ha, good, you are indeed bold. You do possess some of the courage of Xiao Yan from back then. The sky above the training ground suddenly began to fluctuate. Immediately, three figures flashed and appeared. They were Xiao Yan trio within the large hall. That loud laughter was emitted from the mouth of the metal tower-like man to the left. Zhano frowned slightly as she stood on the tall stage a short distance away. Xiao Hua at the side had a sunken face as he spoke with some irritation. Just what is the clan head of the Lei clan doing? In terms of seniority, he is many times older than Xiao Yang. Yet, he actually dares to intervene. All of them understood that although Xiao Yang could currently be called the most outstanding person amongst the younger generation of the Dochi continent, the other part here was the clan head of the Lei clan. There were hardly anyone on the Dochi continent who could defeat the latter. Given his status, it was a little overboard for him to attack Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang Ge likely has his own plans. He will not do something that he does not have any confidence in. Although her heart felt a little worried, Zana had a relatively greater confidence towards Xiao Yang. She was aware that the latter would not do something overly reckless. Since he dared to accept the challenge, it was likely that he did have some confidence. Xiao Hua by the side laughed bitterly upon hearing this. Lei Ying was an 8-star dosheng. Just thinking of this level made them feel a little helpless. There was no need to even mention fighting him. Most people present had felt extremely stunned that Xiao Yang dared to accept Lei Ying's challenge. Immediately, everyone looked at each other. Their eyes looked at the skinny figure standing on the training ground. Forget about him. Just this boldness had caused many to admire you greatly. Lei Dong's expression was extremely complicated as he glanced at Xiao Yang. After which, he quietly withdrew. His full force attack did not allow Xiao Yang to take even half a step back. On the other hand, he had been defeated under the sharp palm of the other party. The cruel reality had told him the gap between the two. Lei Yun lowered his head in a dispirited manner as he stood behind Lei Dong. Earlier, the 10 of them had joined hands, but Xiao Yang had ultimately did not look at him in the eye. This kind of quiet face-off might cause them to be a little furious, but most of the time, they felt a helplessness. They did not even doubt that if Xiao Yang really have such thoughts, it was likely that a random wave of his hand had caused the 10 of them to immediately lie on the ground. However, he did not do this. Perhaps he felt a contempt against such an action. In Xiao Yang's eyes, they appeared like some insects arrogantly trying to shake a giant tree. A true expert would never be bothered with the provocation of the weak. Lei Yun thought that if he had not teased Zhano with his words, it was likely that Xiao Yang would not even bother to look at him. Although this fellow is very strong, he really does not know his limits. The clan head is an 8-star dosheng. Even 50% of his strength is more than sufficient to deal with an ordinary 7-star dosheng. Liu Yun hesitated for a moment as he stepped back. Finally, he muttered softly. "Shut up." Lei Dong cried coldly and glared ferociously at Lei Yun. He chided, "Don't you find that you have embarrassed yourself sufficiently? If it is not because the few of you have insisted on heading here, none of this would have happened. Even if Xiao Yang is unable to receive a strike from the clan head, he will not suffer any damage to his reputation. Instead, many will admire his courage." Lei Yun shrunk his shoulder after seeing Lei Dong becoming furious. He hurriedly shut his mouth. The latter had a relatively high prestige in their hearts. "Ha ha, is that the little fellow from the Xiao clan? He does appear to be equal to Xiao Xian in terms of his boldness." The clan head of the Yang clan, who had a pair of bright red eyebrows, stood in the sky and looked at Xiao Yang below in a strange manner. He immediately laughed. "Lei Ying, isn't it a little inappropriate for you to fight Xiao Yang, given your status?" Xiao Yuan spoke in a faint voice. "Ha ha, it is not as though you are unaware of my temperament. I am never concerned about age and status when fighting others. All I care about is ability. Lei Ying's laughter was like thunder as it continuously reverberated in the sky. Immediately, he looked at Xiao Yang and laughed. However, since clan head Xiao Yuan has put it this way, we can forget about it if you think that it is dangerous. Xiao Yang had long since heard about the great name of clan head Lei Ying. It is my honor to be able to fight with you. Xiao Yang smiled. He had surprised others by not simply taking the opportunity and withdraw. Instead, he smilingly accepted the fight. There was likely a need for the three clans to have a deep discussion over the matter of the Han clan. There might even be a need for an alliance. It is best to place both parties on equal footing when conducting such a discussion. Otherwise, there would ultimately be some unnecessary trouble. The best method to place both parties on the same footing was to display a strength that the other party would hold in high regard. Lei Ying was an 8-star Dosheng. 50% of his strength could turn an ordinary 7-star Dosheng into a mess. Currently, Xiao Yang had the strength of an intermediate 6-star Dosheng. If he was to use some other aid, he would be comparable to a 7-star Dosheng. Hence, it was not impossible to receive a strike from Lei Ying containing 50% of the latter's strength. Xiao Yang's words once again stunned many individuals. Lei Ying also involuntarily laughed out loud. He said, "Good, little fellow, you really suit my taste." Xiao Yuan by the side smiled slightly upon seeing this. He glanced at Xiao Yang but did not say anything more. Lei Ying slowly lowered his body from the sky. Both of his hands were crossed over his chest. Black-colored lightning glow lingered over his body. There was a vague, terrifying aura spreading quietly. This caused those people around the training ground to involuntarily withdraw some distance. Their expressions were frightened as they looked at the metal tower-like figure. Xiao Yang watched Lei Ying with a grave expression. Immediately, he inhaled a deep breath of air. A thought passed through his mind and little Yi swiftly merged with his soul. Immediately, pink flame seeped out from within his body. His body also became as crystal clear as pink glass. Xiao Yang had naturally unleashed the extermination fire body immediately when faced with such a powerful opponent. There are 6 types of heavenly flame sent within the flame. Yang Jin's eyes contained a strange glint as he stared at Xiao Yang. Given his eyesight, it took only a glance for him to see through the number of heavenly flames merged within the pink flame. A surprise immediately rose on his face. He had personally experienced just how difficult it was to merge heavenly flames. Just merging 2 heavenly flames had exhausted all his strength. He had never even imagined merging 6 types of heavenly flames. Many pairs of eyes gathered onto Xiao Yang's body. They looked at the body, which had suddenly turned glass-like. Many of them had startled faces. However, after they gradually sensed the swiftly rising aura of Xiao Yang behind him, this surprise quickly turned into shock. Lei Dong, who had just exchanged blows with him, smiled bitterly and shook his head. He was actually holding back. This aura likely possessed the strength of an initial 7-star Dosheng. This little fellow has used the heavenly strength until its limit. A surprise flashed across the eyes of Yang Jin and the others as they muttered to themselves. Clan head Lei Ying, try receiving this attack of mine. Pride surged within Xiao Yang's heart as he once again used the extermination fire lotus and sensed the volcanic eruption-like extermination force. A flame quickly agglomerated in Xiao Yang's palm as it struck forward. It directly agglomerated into an exquisite 6-colored fire lotus at a shocking speed. An extermination ripple, which could not be restrained, was suddenly unleashed the moment the fire lotus was formed. This caused Yang Jin and Xiao Yuan in the distance to exchange a sidelong glance. What a terrifying fire lotus! Xiao Dao of the Xiao clan's 3 immortals had a grave expression as he watched the fire lotus on Xiao Yang's palm. Even he could sense danger from it. It was unexpected that the fire lotus Xiao Yang had created after advancing into the 6-star Dosheng class would actually possess such a powerful strength. If this was used when Han Shou was chasing after them back then, just the strength of this fire lotus would likely cause the latter to feel afraid. The fire lotus resulted in the shock of many individuals after it appeared. Even Lei Ying's expression had become slightly solemn. He felt a great interest and laughed out loud. That fan-like huge palm of his grabbed forward. Immediately, a thunder roar sounded on his palm, appearing like a thundercloud that had been struck by many times. Have a taste of my Lei clan's lightning calamity palm. A lightning glow surged over Lei Ying's palm. Finally, it suddenly turned into a compressed thundercloud. The thundercloud was beating rapidly like a heart. An instant later, this entire place suddenly became dark. A lightning glow palm that had merely been shrunk until the size of a palm, suddenly rushed out from within the thundercloud. Finally, it collided heavily with Xiao Yang's fire lotus in front of many pairs of eyes. Bang! An earth-shaking like explosion immediately resounded over the entire GU realm as a frightening energy storm swept over the place in a manner that no one could obstruct. The frightening assault wave that had struck towards them pushed Xiao Yang back by hundreds of meters. Lei Ying in the sky staggered a couple of steps backwards. Immediately, the silver tower-like body stepped on the empty space and actually steadied itself within the assault wave. The strength of an 8-star Dosheng was extraordinary. Xiao Yang has actually received it. Many people exclaimed out loud after seeing that Xiao Yang did not suffer any serious injury despite being forced to take hundreds of steps back. This was especially the case for Lei Dong and the others. They involuntarily inhaled a breath of cold air. The Lightning Calamity Palm was a rare Qian-class high-level Do skill within the GU clan. Moreover, it was unleashed by Lei Ying. Its might could easily destroy all living creatures within a 500-kilometer radius. Yet, it was only able to force Xiao Yang to take a couple of hundred steps back. The frightening wave spread wildly in the sky while everyone were feeling shocked. Immediately, Gu Yuan waved his sleeve and the space itself had actually collapsed. A huge black hole appeared and devoured all of the wild energy wave. Gu Yuan finally clapped his hands and laughed after completing this action. Lei Ying, that lightning calamity palm of yours contains more than 50% of your strength. Ha ha, outstanding fellow. You are indeed worthy of being the descendant of Xiao Xian. Lei Ying was not irritated upon hearing this. Instead, he laughed heartily. That palm strike from earlier made him feel really good. Xiao Yan laughed bitterly. Both of his hands were currently completely numb. Hence, he was unable to cup his hands together. He could only helplessly shake his head in front of the many respectful pairs of eyes around him. Gu Yuan laughed faintly as he stood in the sky. Both of his hands were immediately placed behind him. He lifted his head and looked into the empty space. That calm voice was just like a sudden thunder that caused one to feel that their skin had been blasted apart. Han Qiandi. Given your status, why do you need to act so stealthily? Gu Yuan's voice was just like an explosion from nowhere, causing those present to stiffen their bodies. An instant later, many shocked eyes were suddenly lifted. They looked at the empty space. Doqi began to surge out from the bodies of those black submerged army, who were still observing Xiao Yang's battle earlier, in all directions. Han Qiandi. The name Gu Yuan continuously resounded and exploded in Xiao Yang's ear. This caused his fist to be slowly tightened. That main culprit who had nearly caused the Xiao clan to be exterminated was finally about to appear. GU clan, be alert! The three immortals from the GU clan rushed towards the sky at almost the same time. A stern cry reverberated throughout the place. Immediately, many rays of light flew past the mountain range. All the experts from the GU clan appeared together. Immediately, a vast and mighty aura surged in the sky. That lineup caused Xiao Yang to inhale a breath of cold air. Was this the strength of the GU clan? Gu Yuan's body was suspended in the sky while Do Qi surged through it. Both of his hands were placed behind him. His expression was calm as he looked at the empty space. Although there was nothing there, he did not show any intention of shifting his eyes away. Elder Gu Yuan, what is it? Yang Jin's and Lei Ying's expressions had become grave at this moment. Their bodies moved and they appeared beside Gu Yuan. Their eyes looked towards the empty realm. However, they did not sense anything. Immediately, a great caution rose in their hearts. Even with their great strength, they were still extremely afraid of that person from the Han clan. Han Qiandi is really here? Could it be that they intend to attack the Jiyu clan? Yang Jin spoke in a deep voice. Even he involuntarily knitted his brow after uttering these words. The Jiyu clan was not a clan that other ancient clans could compare to. Even if the Han clan was to launch an all-out assault, it would be extremely difficult for them to destroy the Jiyu clan like they did with the Ling clan. Jiyu Yuan did not reply. His eyes were merely focused at that spot in the space. The originally unusually noisy mountain range had become completely quiet following his silence. One could vaguely hear the sound of one's heartbeat pounding rapidly. Everyone understood just what scene would appear today if the Han clan was to really appear. That scene would be far from what the battle at the Yao clan could compare with. The silence of this place continued for a couple of minutes. However, no one dared to relax. Many pairs of eyes were staring intently at that spot in the air. This kind of quiet focus continued for a couple more minutes before that empty space suddenly formed many ripples. A soft laughter was slowly being emitted at the same time. Ha ha, Jiyu Yuan, it has been a long time since we met, but your perception is still as sharp as ever. The appearance of this voice immediately caused all the experts from the Jiyu clan to slowly ready their bodies. Do Chi whistled like floodwaters within their bodies. Any slight movement would quickly trigger a storm-like attack. The fluctuation of the space caused a swirl to be slowly formed. A long hand was soon extended out from within the swirl. It held the top of the swirl while a figure slowly walked out from it and finally appeared in front of everyone's eyes. The person who had walked out from the swirl was wearing a grayish-white cloth. He appeared to be in his 30s or so. His face was handsome with a pair of unusually bright eyes that seemed to be able to see through one's heart. The first impression that this person gave was that he was a refined individual. If this person held a book in his hand, he would likely appear no different from a scholar. However, it was precisely the appearance of this man, who appeared like a weak scholar, that caused Lei Ying and Yang Jin to become extremely grave. Even Jiyu Yuan had focused his eyes on this person. He is the clan head of the Han clan, Han Qiandi. Xiao Yang was stunned upon seeing this scene. Clearly, he was unable to link this seemingly warm and refined man with that strangest and most sinister faction on the Dochi continent. A couple of human figures slowly walked out from the swirl from behind this man after he appeared. The person leading at the front was covered in black flames. Surprisingly, it was the nihility devouring flame which Xiao Yang had met at the Yao clan back then. Behind him was all the so-called Han clan 4 demon saints. It was likely extremely difficult to find another lineup like this in the entire Dochi continent. With the appearance of these people, all the elders of the Jiyu clan began to reveal tensed expressions. Many defensive light barrier rose from within the mountain range. The light crossed each other, giving it an extremely brilliant appearance. Ha ha, the Jiyu clan is really very lively today. Jiyu Yuan, Lei Ying, Yang Jin, the 4 of us has likely not gathered together for thousands of years, right? The white-clothed man in the sky merely smiled slightly in the face of the countless number of defensive barriers below. His voice was gentle as he spoke. Han Qiandi, this is not a place where you should come. Jiyu Yuan's eyes gathered on the white-clothed man and slowly said, there is nowhere in this where I should not go. Han Qiandi laughed. The both of them acted as though they were engaged in a casual chat. Their voices were both extremely calm. Han Qiandi, is your Han clan responsible for the disappearance of the Ling, Shi, and Yao clans? Lei Ying cried out in a stern voice. Although he was already somewhat aware of the situation, he still really wished to open his mouth and ask. There are some answers that you only need to know in your hearts, Han Qiandi casually smiled and said. His eyes slowly swept over the area below. A chill involuntarily rose from deep within the soul of any individuals caught by his eyes. Although his gaze appeared peaceful, there was a completely emotionless iciness under it. It was as though everything in the world was no different from the some mere grass in his eyes. You are indeed the one responsible. Lei Ying's and Yang Jin's faces quickly became gloomy after hearing this reply from Han Qiandi. The last tunneling king from the tunneling clan back then has likely been devoured by the nihility devouring flame, right? Moreover, it should also be the reason for the continual survival of the Hun clan until now, right? Gu Yuan's eyes looked at the human figure being enveloped in black flames behind Han Qiandi and softly said, "Had I known this, I should have finished you off back then." Gu Yuan, you think too highly of yourself. You might be able to defeat me back then, but I'm afraid that you do not have the ability to completely destroy me. The black flames that covered the human figure immediately churned upon hearing this. He let out a strange laughter. Moreover, I must thank you for what you have done. If it is not because of this 1,000-year retreat, I'm afraid that I would not have been able to reach the 9-star Doshan class. Other than Gu Yuan, everyone else present had a change in expression upon hearing the words of the nihility devouring flame. 9-star Fusheng. That was basically the peak existence in this world. In other words, would it not mean that the Hun clan possessed 2 9-star Doshengs? He actually possessed the strength of a 9-star Dosheng. Xiao Yang's expression had turned gloomy at this moment. 2 9-star Doshengs. Even the Gu clan could not compare with it. No wonder the nihility devouring flame was able to lead a group to destroy the Yao clan. He was actually this powerful. I am already aware of this since you were able to swallow the Yao clan's realm into your body, Gu Yuan spoke in a faint voice. A mere initial 9-star Dosheng. If I get the chance, I will seal you forever. You will likely never be able to get such an opportunity, Han Qiandi laughed softly. Han Qiandi, if you intend to attack the Gu clan by leading so many people over, it is likely that this is still insufficient. Gu Yuan appeared calm. The demeanor of the head of a clan was completely exposed. It is indeed a little insufficient, Han Qiandi nodded and did not refute the claim. Xiao Yang frowned and watched this scene from below. Although the members of the Han clan had appeared, they did not show any signs of attacking. However, Xiao Yang understood in his heart that these people will definitely not do anything meaningless. There must be a reason for their current action. Could it be that they are using this opportunity to place a formation or something? This thought flashed and disappeared. Gu Yuan was terrifyingly strong. He did not lose to Han Qiandi in strength. It would likely be extremely difficult for the other party to succeed in doing such a thing in front of Gu Yuan. After all, Gu Yuan was not Yao Dan. Clan head Gu Yuan, be careful of any tricks. Yang Jin spoke in a deep voice as he stood in the sky. Clearly, he also understood that this action of the Han clan clearly had some hidden agenda. Han Qiandi merely smiled in the face of Yang Jin's reminder. Both of his hands were placed behind him. He did not speak. All he did was lead his group to simply stand in the air in this manner and face off against Gu Yuan's group. This strange scene caused Xiao Yang to knit his brows tightly together. His body moved and appeared beside Zun'er. The situation was not quite right. He must focus his mind to prevent any situation from happening. Zun'er's safety was clearly most important. Be careful. Zun'er spoke in a soft voice as she looked at Xiao Yang beside her. Xiao Yang nodded slightly. He frowned tightly. The actions of the Han clan was far too strange. This manner was as though he was purposefully restraining Gu Yuan and the others. What are they planning to do? Xiao Yang's fingers were rubbed quickly together. Suddenly his fingers paused. His eyes turned towards Zun'er as he softly asked, "Is the ancient jade of the Gu clan with Uncle Gu?" Zun'er was startled upon hearing this. She hesitated for a moment before replying softly, "No, the ancient jade is in the ancestral hall. That is the most tightly guarded place. Most of the experts within the ancestral hall should have already come out here, right?" Xiao Yang looked at the experts from the Gu clan in the sky and remarked. Zun'er swept her pretty eyes around the place. Immediately, her expression was slightly altered. She had indeed discovered that many experts from the ancestral hall had been attracted out here. The aim of the Han clan was the ancient jade of the Gu clan. Xiao Yang's expression turned gloomy after seeing Zun'er's face. He lifted his head and cried out, "Uncle Gu." Be careful of the ancient jade of the Gu clan. Gu Yuan, who had been face-off with Han Qiandi in the sky, had a sudden change in expression. Before he could let out a stern cry, a hurried siren was suddenly emitted from deep within the mountain range. It was a warning from the ancestral hall. The hurried warning siren resounded over this world in a deafening manner. It immediately spread apart. It caused the expressions of all the members of the Gu clan suddenly changed drastically. Han Qiandi. Gu Yuan's expression was icy cold. His eyes stared at Han Qiandi. The sky had suddenly become a lot dimmer. Vast and mighty natural energy whistled from behind. It connected the sky and land. Looking from a distance, it appeared just like an endless energy tide. Splashing noise resounded continuously. An energy tide was usually formed only when there was an unnatural natural phenomenon occurring. This spectacular scene was also something that the human strength could not reach. However, that energy tide, which might not even be seen in 100 years, was actually formed from a mere thought by Gu Yuan. The strength of a 9-star Dosheng was actually this frightening. The seemingly endless energy tide churned continuously. That pressure, which came spreading over, caused even Han Yang and the others who made up the 4 demon saints of the Han clan to adopt an extremely solemn expression. They did not doubt that if they were to attack, it was likely that they would not even last a few exchanges against Gu Yuan. Their bodies and even their souls would be crammed into nothing under the frightening pressure. The only ones in this world who could remain calm in the face of the natural tide Gu Yuan had summoned were Han Qiandi and Nihility Devouring Flame. Clan head Elder Gu Yang has injured the Ancestor Hall Elder and stole the ancient jade. Gu Yuan's expression was icy. A ray of light suddenly rushed out from deep within the mountain range. A somewhat miserable figure swiftly hurried forward and cried out in a sharp voice. What? The entire Gu clan turned into an uproar after this cry sounded. The eyes of everyone were filled with disbelief. Elder Gu Yang? How is this possible? Zana's face had also changed drastically at this moment as she involuntarily cried out loud. What happened? Could it be that Elder Gu Yang is a spy of the Han clan? Xiao Yang's expression was gloomy. The Han clan seemed to greatly specialized in using this trick. Gu Yang is the 2nd elder of the Ancestral Hall. He had guarded the Ancestral Hall for hundreds of years and is extremely loyal to the Gu clan. How can it be possible for him to seal the ancient jade and flee? Zana muttered to herself. From the looks of it, she had once had some contact with that elder Gu Yang. Moreover, her impression of him was quite good. This is done by you. Gu Yuan's icy eyes looked at the smiling Han Qiandi and slowly demanded. Han Qiandi grinned. However, he did not open his mouth to say anything. At the same time, he did not have any intention to turn around and leave. A pair of eyes focused on Gu Yuan. As long as he stood here, even Gu Yuan would not dare to simply turn around and leave. This was because the latter understood that should he leave, there would no longer be anyone obstructing him in this place. Gu Yuan naturally understood Han Qiandi's mind. His icy chill on his face was quickly withdrawn. At this level of his mental fortitude was already as solid as stone. Even the loss of the ancient jade did not cause him to continue remaining furious. Seal the Gu realm. Gu Dao, the 3 of you will lead the Black Submerge army and begin a search. Seek Gu Dao out. Gu Yuan opened his mouth and cried. That's right. The 3 immortals of the Gu realm responded immediately upon hearing this. However, the 3 of them had just moved when the 4 demon saints of the Han clan behind Han Qiandi drifted forward. From the looks of it, they were actually intending on stopping the trio. Ha ha, Gu Yuan, these people cannot leave, Han Qiandi laughed. This is not something for you to decide. Gu Yuan spoke in a cold voice. Immediately, he stepped forward. The seemingly endless energy tide behind him immediately churned uncontrollably. It turned into 100,000 feet large tidal hand as it slammed towards Han Qiandi. The space where the palm wind passed trembled intensely. A random strike from such an expert could easily tear the space apart. Or are you finally unable to control yourself and wish to fight? However, you should be aware that this has little impact on me. Han Qiandi smiled after seeing Ji Yuan's earth-shaking-like attack. He lifted his palm and a black hole was formed on his palm. It swelled into 100,000 feet at a shocking speed and directly wrapped around this entire world. Seeing that dark black hole, even Xiao Yang and the others felt a chill rising in their hearts. They did not doubt that if they were to get entangled into it, even their souls would vanish in an instant. The large tidal hand in the distant sky violently collided with the black hole. No earth-shaking loud sound appeared. Only the slightly collapsed spatial lines and the overflowing destructive force was present. If it was not because the GU realm had been reinforced over the thousands of years, this fight between the two would cause the space to be directly torn apart. Seeing that GU Yuan had actually attacked Han Qiandi, the expressions of Yang Jin and Lei Ying became slightly distorted. They exchanged glances before suddenly nodding quietly. The actions of the Hub clan had clearly placed all the ancient clans as their targets. Since they dared to attack the GU clan this time around, the Yang and Lei clan would definitely meet the same fate in the future. Attack! Yang Jin's low cry sounded and the two of them shot out simultaneously. The frightening aura of an 8-star Dosheng surged directly into the clouds. The pressure from it caused the space itself to emit a slight creaking sound. The might from the simultaneous attack from the both of them was naturally quite strong. After all, with the exception of Ji Yuan, Han Qiandi, and the Nihility Devouring Flame, they were likely the strongest experts on this continent. While Ya Jin duo were about to attack, the Nihility Devouring Flame, who had been standing still, merely laughed. He took a stride forward, penetrated through the space and appeared in front of the two. Black flame continuously erupted from within his body. Finally, it turned into a couple of huge black dragon fists that lingered around him. A dragon roar shook the sky. Humph! Yang Jin duo snorted coldly after seeing the Nihility Devouring Flame attacked. Although the latter had already stepped into the 9-star Dosheng class, he was after all only an initial 9-star Dosheng. On the other hand, the both of them were advanced 8-star Dosheng. They were not inferior to the Nihility Devouring Flame if they were to join hands. Zana, lead the others and search the mountain. Ji Yang has definitely not managed to escape. Capture him and snatch the ancient jade back. Ji Dao in the sky had a grave expression as he cried out sternly, all remaining elders, set up the great formation to guard the clan. Seal the GU realm and the mountain range. Do not allow the Han clan any opportunity to escape. The many elders in the sky responded in unison after hearing GU Dao's stern cry. Those fights present in the sky were merely feeling each other out, but they needed to take precaution against any hidden tactics of the Han clan. Hence, they were unable to split too much attention in lending a hand. Big brother Qing Yang, search the mountain. Zana had a completely grave expression at this moment. Her pretty eyes turned towards Ji Qing Yang's group as she cried out. Understood. Ji Qing Yang and the upper echelons of the Black Submerged Army immediately acknowledged upon hearing the order. Many black figures surged forward like locusts and entered the mountain range to begin an inch-by-inch search. Xiao Yang's expression became grave as he watched the GU clan being faced with a great enemy in an instant. Although the Han clan did not dispatch a large army this time around, the few people in the sky represented the upper echelon of the Han clan. This lineup was many times stronger compared to when they attacked the Yao clan. Moreover, Xiao Yang also understood that although the fight in the sky seemed to be able to destroy the world, both parties were merely probing each other's strength or perhaps delaying the time. The reason that they are delaying time was clearly because of Ji Yang. The Han clan seemed to be dragging things out until Ji Yang showed himself and handed the ancient jade to them, while the Ji clan was delaying time to search for that person and snatch back the ancient jade. Hence, the most important factor in this seemingly intense fight was Ji Yang, who had stolen the ancient jade. Zano, what is Ji Yang's strength like? Xiao Yan's eyes looked over this mountain range. Although the Black Submerged Army was searching all over the place, there was no reply from them even until now. He immediately frowned and asked. Advance 5-star Dosheng class. Zana clenched her teeth. This Xiao Yang could be considered to be one of the stronger individuals within the Xiao clan. Who would have expected that he would actually do such a thing? Has his soul reached the perfect heavenly state? Xiao Yan once again asked. I don't think so. There is perhaps still some gap to the perfect level. Zana mused for a moment before replying. Training one's soul to the perfect heavenly state was not an easy task. Help me stand guard. Xiao Yang quickly narrowed his eyes upon hearing this. He directly sat down in the air and instruction. Seals were formed by his hands and his soul once again merged with little Yi. Immediately, his originally majestic spiritual strength had actually soared once again. Invisible spiritual strength spread in all directions from Xiao Yang's brow like floodwater. Finally, it swiftly scanned the incomparably enormous mountain range. Xiao Yang's control over his spiritual strength could be considered to have reached the pinnacle. An endless amount of spiritual strength covered the mountain range like densely packed small snakes. Due to him having temporarily merged with little Yi, his spiritual strength could even penetrate deep underground and use the magma underground to detect the activity in it. With the help from little Yi, Xiao Yang's current spiritual strength could encompass the area within tens of thousands of kilometers around him. As long as Xiao Yang had yet to escape from this mountain range, it would be impossible for him to hide from the probing spiritual perception from Xiao Yang. Zana could vaguely sense a kind of invisible spiritual strength penetrating through her body after she saw Xiao Yang sit down. She quickly took a couple of steps closer. Her face cautiously observed her surroundings. Zana, we can't find him. Xiao Yang and the others suddenly rushed over from all directions with ugly expressions while Xiao Yang was probing. They spoke with dissatisfaction. They had basically searched the entire mountain range, but they were still unable to discover Xiao Yang. Zana knitted her brow. She gently waved her hand. Her pretty eyes looked towards Xiao Yang. Currently, her father and the 3 grand elders of the Xiao clan had been held back by the Han clan. Whether they could find Xiao Yang would depend on Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang and the rest understood something after seeing Zana's eyes. They nodded quietly and did not utter anything to disturb Xiao Yang. This silence continued for around 10 minutes. Xiao Yang and the rest were about to involuntarily return to searching the mountain when Xiao Yang's tightly shut eyes suddenly opened. His palm suddenly slammed onto the ground. Immediately, a mountain that was 100,000 feet away suddenly exploded. Hot magma surged from it. A figure was also shot out from it in a somewhat miserable manner. Xiao Yang. The expressions of Zana and the rest quickly became cold as they looked at the figure hiding in the magma. This video will end here.